What is up, guys? My name is Bryce Pruitt. This is the M1 Journey, and welcome to the channel. Okay, so welcome back to episode 9 now of the M1 Journey. It was another really good week on the market, kind of led by Monday's big gains. It was up well over 1,000 points just 7 days ago, as I kind of talked about in the last video, and the gains really kind of continued through the week. All the major indexes are at their all-time highs again, which I'll be honest, I did not expect to see for, well, I mean, definitely didn't expect to see that in 2020, and really wouldn't have guessed to even see it by 2021 either. But, you know, the market's really remarkable. I know they're really encouraged by a lot of the good news we've got from some of the pharmaceutical companies trying to develop a vaccine, so that's really encouraging. But I think maybe we should temper our expectations a little bit. I think the market's going to have been bought a little bit heavy. I'll talk about that a little bit more when I dive into my portfolio update. But yeah, what's new with the channel? As always, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to check out my latest Let's Discuss video. I'll provide a link to that here. But yeah, I talked about Apple stock, kind of my thoughts about that, so be sure to check that out. I appreciate it. And then for this Thursday's Let's Discuss video, I haven't actually chosen a topic yet. So if you guys have any thoughts about that, please drop that down in the comments, and I'll maybe just use your suggestions, so be sure to do that. But yeah, as always, check out my social media pages at bpruitt_YT on Instagram and Twitter. I share my thoughts throughout the week and get other good information that you can't get here. So I'll get into my disclaimer and we'll take a look at the portfolio. As always, guys, I kind of feel the need that I have to make sure you guys know that I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock expert. I'm just 20 years old. I make these videos for your guys' entertainment. So yeah, please do your own research, do your own due diligence on any investments you may or may not do. Use your money at your own will. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the portfolio update. Okay guys, so it was another very green week in the market. As I mentioned earlier, we're at all-time highs again for all the major indexes, which is really nice to see, but also very surprising. Kind of starting to see where there's not as much value in the market as there was even a few weeks ago, but we'll still look for buying opportunities when we can. And in fact, I actually did not make my bi-weekly deposit into my long-term portfolio as usual. I kind of saw in the market futures that it was going to be a green day, so I really didn't see any opportunity to really buy. But if later this week the futures kind of have a downturn, I'll definitely make a purchase because it's on schedule to be done, so I want to make sure I keep up with that. And I'd been buying kind of heavily the last couple weeks, so I didn't really see it to be really important that I buy today. But anyways, you can see today alone we were up 1.73%, just under $320 for the week. 2.8%, but still very green week. We had just a slight downturn here, and then it was all up from there. For last month, we're up over 6%, and for the quarter, we're up 9%. That's a really good return. And then all time since July 2nd, we're up 17.5%, which most of that's been done here. I mean, really high gains for really the past 2 or so weeks since the election. The market's really been on a tear. So we'll get into what I did this week. So I did have a nice week of dividends. I received dividends from Enterprise Products Partners at almost $9, so that was a nice payment there, as well as Pembina Pipeline and Realty Income. Again, I still don't fully understand this subtraction of 24 cents. It happens every single time Pembina pays their monthly dividend, but I'm not really going to ask questions. I guess it's just a thing that happens. I'm not sure. But on November 12th, I did see a buying opportunity, so I deposited $200, and I saw an opportunity with McDonald's and Lowe's, so I picked up about a half share of McDonald's and I think around 6/10 of a share of Lowe's, I want to say. Yeah, about 6/10. So kind of saw some opportunity with those. Lowe's was really beat up after the market rally last week, and then McDonald's had some intriguing news with their partnership with Beyond Meat to make the McPlant burger, I believe it's being called. So we'll see what that does for them. But yeah, had a good week in the long-term portfolio, and then the Roth IRA also again had a good week, up a little under 1% today, and then 2.5 in the last week, 4.4 in the last month. Quarter, we're looking at, if it'll load, maybe not. Nope, nothing's gonna load. Okay. Well, oh, here we go. And then all time, we're up about almost 9% since August 3rd when I originally opened this account. So I don't have as much to cover today because, like I said, it wasn't a very heavy buying week and I didn't sell anything, so I won't have as much to cover. So I do want to talk about a couple things. I'll show you my holdings in my Roth IRA just to kind of show you what I have. So this is where I stand all time on these holdings. I'm down 9 cents on Microsoft, down 52 cents on AT&T, and then down $1.17. So really been pretty successful on this account so far. It was down for a little bit, as you guys have seen even a few episodes ago. But the recent weeks have definitely pushed the market up, and then along with it my Roth IRA, so happy about that. So we'll go back into my long-term portfolio and I'll show you my holdings there, kind of give you an update on how many shares I hold of different things. So the most amount of shares I hold in my portfolio is AT&T at just almost 27 shares, 25 shares SPHD, 24 shares Bank of America, and then so on. So really, by the end of 2020, I'd like to get AT&T up to 30 shares, as well as Bank of America. Realty Income, I want to get to 20 shares. I'd like to get these to 15 shares. Oh, actually, an important note, I'm actually, for the first time in this portfolio, I have a stock that's up over 100%, and that's Discover. Discover's really had a killer month, and they are heading back to their all-time highs, so I'm happy to see that. So IBM, that's another one I want to get to 10 shares, as well as Lowe's and 3M, and then some down here. I want to get all of these to 5 shares by the end of the year, but I think these are all pretty attainable goals. I'd like to own more Microsoft. That's a position I've been trying to add to in the last couple of weeks, but haven't really had great buying opportunities for 2 or so weeks because everything's just been up and really surging. But I mean, can't complain about making money, so we'll see where it goes. Even Exxon, even just a few weeks ago, I was down almost 35% on this holding. I'm down only 23% now. Exxon is something that I don't plan to buy too much more of in the immediate future. I want to see how it performs, but it's starting to look maybe a little bit better, depending on when we get the vaccine. If it does come in the near future, that might be something to consider still, as well as some of these others that have really been beaten up. So that's kind of an update on my holdings here. Value-wise, Disney's still the largest, trailed by 3M, Realty, and IBM. Lowe's is something I'll also be looking to buy more of in the immediate future and get that over $1,000 in value. So yeah, I'm sorry, don't really have as much to discuss this week, kind of a slow week, but I'll let you guys know on Twitter and Instagram what I'll be buying for the rest of the week, since I don't really have it available to me yet, since I haven't done it. But I'll go ahead and get ready to get into my final comments. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter video this week, but that's okay. As always, please, if you want to, use my link in the description to join and sign up on M1 Finance. When you do so and make your first deposit, you'll get $10 from M1 Finance free of charge. Just a nice reward to you guys for using their service. And as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I guess my viewer question of the week is, with this big market rally, I think value stocks are getting harder to find. But if there are any out there, what do you think they are, and are you buying them, I guess? So I would say my answer to that would be very few of my stocks that I own are what I would consider to be still in value range. I think Bank of America is one of those, as well as AT&T. I think those are still below their, well below their highs, and I think there's still some value left with those stocks long term. But if this market rally continues, we're going to be really hard pressed for real value. And in fact, I think we're starting to get into some overvalued territory. But we'll just kind of have to see. The market's very finicky. We can have a rally one week and a severe downturn the next, so you just nearly never know. But we'll, as always, hope for gains and then find buying opportunities when they arise. So we'll take it as we go. But that's going to do it for this week. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks, guys.